Brief of History. Stockton Rush, CEO of OceanGate. Founder Richard Stockton Rush III was born on March 31, 1962 to June 18, 2023, was an American businessman, best known as the co-founder and chief executive officer, CEO, of deep-sea exploration company OceanGate. On June 18, 2023, he was killed along with 4 others aboard OceanGate's submersible Titan, which imploded during an attempt to visit the wreck of the Titanic in the North Atlantic. Early life and education. Rush was born into a wealthy family in San Francisco. He was the youngest of 5 children born to Richard Stockton Rush, Jr. of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and Ellen Rush, née Davies, of San Francisco. His maternal grandfather was Ralph K. Davies. His maternal grandmother, Louise Davies, was a philanthropist and the namesake of the Louise M. Davies Symphony Hall in San Francisco. Through his father he was a descendant of 2 signers of the Declaration of Independence, Richard Stockton and physician Benjamin Rush. As a child he dreamt of becoming an astronaut and becoming the first person on Mars, and had an interest in aviation and aquatics. He began scuba diving at age 12, and became a commercial pilot at 18 years old. He was later told his visual acuity would disqualify him from becoming a military pilot. When he was 19 years old, he earned a DC-8 type/captain's rating at the United Airlines Jet Training Institute. In 1980 he graduated from Phillips Exeter Academy. In 1984, Rush received a degree from Princeton University in aerospace engineering. In 1989, he received a Master of Business Administration from the University of California, Berkeley. Career. After graduating from Princeton, Rush briefly worked for McDonnell Douglas as a flight test engineer for F-15 Eagle jets before getting his MBA. Later on, Rush worked as a venture capitalist at the San Francisco firm Peregrine Partners. He moved to the Pacific Northwest in 1989 to run the company Remote Control Technology based in Kirkland, Washington. Rush had had an interest in aviation and space travel since childhood, and as an adult his interests pivoted toward deep-sea exploration. He began diving in Puget Sound, which required significant time and technical gear. He thought, being in a sub, and being nice and cozy, and having a hot chocolate with you, beats the heck out of freezing and going through a 2-hour decompression hanging in deep water. Rush first looked into buying Steve Fawcett's submersible vehicle following Fawcett's 2007 death. But when he tried to purchase it, he learned there were fewer than 100 privately owned submarines worldwide and was unable to purchase one. He instead constructed a miniature submersible using blueprints provided to him by a retired U.S. Navy submarine commander. The vessel Rush constructed was 12 feet long and capable of diving to a depth of 30 feet. That same year, he had gone on his first submarine dive in British Columbia. Rush's experience and research led him to believe that submersibles had an unwarranted reputation as dangerous vehicles due to their use in ferrying commercial divers, and that the Passenger Vessel Safety Act of 1993, a United States law regulating the construction of commercial vessels, needlessly prioritized passenger safety over commercial innovation. Rush founded OceanGate with business partner Guillermo Sondline in 2009 after commissioning a marketing study which concluded there was sufficient demand for underwater ocean tourism. According to Rush, the goal of the company was to use commercial tourism to support the development of new deep-diving submersibles that would enable further commercial ventures including resource mining and disaster mitigation. In 2018, Rush piloted an expedition with researchers and scientists in the San Juan Islands to observe the Red Sea urchin and the habitat of the sand lance. By 2023, Rush had made at least 13 trips to the Titanic. Prior to the June 2023 dive, Rush was sued by a couple in Florida over a planned 2018 dive to the Titanic that they claimed was repeatedly canceled and postponed. The couple claimed that they were unable to get a refund due to Rush's actions. Titan Expedition and Death. Main article: 2023 Titan Submersible Incident. Rush was on board the Titan, a submersible owned and designed by OceanGate Incorporated, to view the Titanic wreckage, when the vessel lost contact with the surface ship MV Polar Prince on June 18, 2023. Search and rescue missions involved water and air support from the United States, Canada, and France. On June 22, after the discovery of a debris field approximately 490 meters, 1,600 feet, from the bow of the Titanic, OceanGate said it believed Rush and the 4 others aboard had sadly been lost. A United States Coast Guard press conference later confirmed that the debris found was consistent with a catastrophic loss of the pressure hull, an implosion, resulting in the instant deaths of all on board. Personality and personal life. In a 2022 podcast with CBS reporter David Pogue, Rush discussed his attitude toward what he perceived as excessive safety precautions. "You know, at some point safety just is pure waste. I mean, if you just want to be safe, don't get out of bed, don't get in your car, don't do anything. At some point, you're going to take some risk, and it really is a risk-reward question. I think I can do this just as safely by breaking the rules." Rush married Wendy while in 1986. The couple had 2 children. Wendy While Rush is a great-great-granddaughter of Isidore and Ida Blund Strauss, both of whom died in the sinking of the Titanic. She is the Director of Communications at OceanGate.